Welcome to December. As you most likely know, I am Michelle Ray from the Center Within. And this month, December, I am experimenting with adding a video to my newsletter, offering a pulse on topics and trends that I'm noticing in my coaching, in my teaching, and in my organizational development clients, as well as in my own life. I was asked this question 3 times in 2 days, or some version of it. Do you have a favorite meditation for accessing our higher selves and other light beings that can help us get clear on what is wanting to come in through us in the new year in 2019? Another way it was asked is, how do you access your intuition in subtle ways of knowing? So I thought I would share some of what I shared with my clients. The heart of my own process of gathering information from the non-physical worlds is mindfulness. So mindfulness is having our attention in this present moment without judgment. When we can have that intention and actually succeed in directing our attention into the now, we use our awareness to notice, whatever is happening, whatever we're experiencing. So we'll do a little example together if you're interested or willing. With your attention, direct it to your breath. Take a big breath in and one out. And with your awareness, what do you notice? Here's another example. Direct your attention to your big toe. Is it warm? Is it cold? What do you sense? How does it feel against your skin? So this practice of directing our attention and then noticing with our awareness. Imagine the space around you. Same thing. Find your breath, 5 senses. What are you hearing? Maybe smelling something, tasting. I just had some jasmine tea still in my mouth. Does it feel against your skin? What are you seeing? It's a way for us to begin to access and pay attention to the very subtle parts, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. So as you pay attention, what are your thoughts? Do you have a pain in your body somewhere? Any emotions? Can you breathe into and further relax? Calm yourself through your attention. So building on this exact same process, imagine I invite you to bring a question that you've been pondering. It could be as simple as what to make for dinner. It could be about, is it time to change jobs? Or maybe there's an action you've been contemplating around your health and well-being here at the end of the year. So just let it come up in your imagination. Find your breath and do the same process. Just in the center, pause, expand your attention, and see what your awareness picks up. You can even stop for a minute or 2 here if you're interested and hold the question, right? Just slowly allow your awareness to expand beyond your personal self, beyond your personal space. It's kind of like blowing up a balloon. There's more and more space for your awareness to notice and experience. There are so many dimensions in this vast morphic field of consciousness that are non-physical. Like, for instance, where do ideas come from, right? Creativity, imagination, dreams, inspiration, they're from the non-physical. We call it beyond the 3rd dimensional realities. It's also the place where intuition and synchronicity live and exist. So you can gain access to these multidimensional levels of consciousness through the same practice of mindfulness. So I invite you over the next few days, maybe with this question, to just practice relaxing, finding yourself in stillness, feeling that quiet inside. the cool thing that happens as you practice this, not only do you start to be able to pick up information and wisdom and knowing on subtle, non-physical ways of being, but also you become less distracted. There's this ongoing observation that happens. And our ordinary condition, our regular condition of everyday life becomes much more in the present moment and much less off on a tangent of that next shiny thing. We gain the capacity to observe drama and trauma, maybe right around us, right? The situations around us, people around us. Maybe the news drives you crazy, right? But when we get further into this accessing multiple dimensions of consciousness through mindfulness, we realize that we have the more and more choice. We have this ability to observe without getting hooked, without getting triggered and losing ourselves, right, in the reactivity. It is so empowering, and there is so much freedom not to let outside circumstances be in charge of our attention, our own awareness. So the other thing that happens is on the inside, we begin, as we practice multidimensional mindfulness, to notice our inner, maybe chaos there, self-sabotaging thoughts, right? Limiting beliefs. Maybe we have an inner critic that chirps in our ear. We begin to notice our judgment of ourselves, our judgment of others, how we're always comparing and stacking up, right? So once you really have your attention in the present moment and can notice those things, again, you have this choice. You have this freedom. And you move beyond and break, literally, the habit of this automatic, conditioned Pavlov's dog, right? This type of response that just grabs all of your attention and eats you up. In November, last month, I was invited to give a webinar to the board-certified National Health and Wellness Coaches, of which I am a member. And the title was Mind, Body, Spirit Tools and How to Optimize Health and Wellness Coaching. There were 420 people registered for this webinar. It was a really amazing opportunity, and I felt very blessed to be invited. Actually, some of the participants have recently signed up for my newsletter. So if you're one of those new people to my newsletter, welcome. And I have a few other new clients that are joining for the first time this month. So we talked about all the benefits to mindfulness in terms of the mind and body and heart and our health and wellness. So the really cool thing about mindfulness is that no matter where we are, if we practice bringing our attention into the present moment, I have a ton of examples of this in my book, Living from the Center Within. You can access all that information on my website, www.centerwithin.com. So I'm not going to go into the practices today. I may pick a few over the next few months and talk more specifically about them. But the cool thing is that you move into this state of mindfulness, being present with your attention without judgment in this moment. And if you're really anxious, you're really concerned, you're really triggered, and you practice mindfulness, it brings you into more of a state of calm, right? It calms us down physically, biochemically, electromagnetically. I mean, it's pretty fascinating, the science behind it. Our telomeres, right, at the end of our chromosomes don't get eaten up as much. We age slower. Fabulous, fascinating to just move from this dysfunction to functional. And if we're already in a functional place, if we're already pretty calm and we practice mindfulness, it opens us up to the next dimension, this dimension of more subtle ways of knowing. If that's your regular current condition and you're already in a calm place most of the time and noticing synchronicity and intuition regularly, mindfulness practice, again, continues to open your awareness and bring you into the knowing, into places, into multidimensional places and aspects of consciousness, where that part of you then can be in connection with and gain information from, for instance, in holding our question. Consciousness is continuously evolving, and our own ability to be participating in this ever-expanding evolution of mindfulness is magical. And it really brings on and opens up your full capacity to create a life you love on every level. So I practice this multidimensional mindfulness daily on my own, but one of my favorite things to do is to practice with people. So this November, or this December, here we are, I have 2 events coming up, and I'll tell you a little bit more about them. One is my monthly mindfulness group that gets together. I call it Attunement and Connection. We're meeting this month in December on the 20th, 6:30 to 8:30 in the evening at my office conference room. And the second is on the 29th of December. It's a Saturday. We're doing an all-day 9:30 to 3:30 workshop about bringing in the intention for 2019. I'm going to tell you a few more about that in a moment. But I really want to remind you to find a space, connect with like-minded people that have this intention of also growing their own awareness and living their highest capacity out loud. So I'll tell you a little bit more about this exciting December 20th. My friend and delightful guest is going to be Jill Gu. She is a fabulous energy healer, and she uses a variety of sound in her work. So through her own multidimensional mindfulness practice, she was down in Costa Rica at a retreat in 2017, and it opened up this new pathways for her for an energetic attunement that allowed her to open up and connect in multidimensionals, both of the ancient and of galactic ways of knowing, beings of light. And it's really cool. Her sound, she does many, but this one for our gathering is this light language that comes through her as a blessing, as an energetic infusion. And what it does is it connects with our DNA and helps to act as an initiator. It activates a deeper way of knowing inside of us. It also helps with the blocks and the limiting beliefs, right, and clearing. So during this gathering, we will tap into this endless potential held in these frequencies. And I really am excited to have her open up, have her join us so that we can experience this powerful magic and the multidimensional levels of consciousness that she brings through. So the second offering, the all-day one on Saturday the 29th, is with a different dear friend and amazing healer, Nia Claire. And we're calling our day, Activate Your Vessel, Creating Your Divine Plan for 2019. So what we're intending is to gather a group of powerful people, like-minded people, light workers, way showers, those of us who have an interest here in this multidimensional mindfulness. And we're really going to spend some time filling our intentions and co-creating and enhancing them for 2019 with an energetic infusion of high vibration. So we set up the day. It's really designed to support us and you in aligning with your divine nature and awaken that more deeply, these capacities to create this life that you love. In my own multiple dimension explorations lately, what I'm seeing is that 2019, we're going to be called to be very visible, called to really allow ourselves to be seen and to radiate our presence unobstructed. We're really being asked to step into our mastery. Now is the time to fully claim your sovereignty, owning your power and authority. It's really time for us to be free of these old stories and beliefs that are limiting and sabotaging. It's time to release all that will not serve moving forward as we really expand as a human being, as species, as collective, from what is called this third dimension reality only to fifth dimensional reality, where we begin to really be much more porous to these multiple subtle ways of being. For me, the day long, both of these opportunities are really a time for me to be more transparent about my own abilities, my own intuitive and coaching abilities, because in the past I've been really reluctant to be too declarative about my own ways of connecting to my own divine guidance. But I feel like 2019 is personally inviting me also to step up and to really increase my willingness to share the techniques that I utilize in my daily life, working both professionally and personally. So having all of you come to these events further supports me in my own growth and development. So we are creating the container during these opportunities to get together to increase the likelihood that we will open our potential even further. And I am happy to organize and facilitate and support you, but please know that I often am the one that feels like I gain the most as we get together and share each other's energy. So in 2019, I am committing to creating and offering more videos and a series to really expand on empowering and transforming practices for living from your center within. So I will keep my events page updated for live offerings as well as recording teachings. And I really want to encourage you to spend some time really contemplating what are you creating and intending for 2019 and to energize those intentions. Blessings to you this month of December 2018. Enjoy the last month of this year. My holiday wish for you is many moments of peace and joy. And practice multidimensional mindfulness because it is a gift that you can give yourself every single day. Blessings to you.